All right, 1 2 1 2 in the place to be. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing out there? I am Frank Red, and this is another edition of the In the Dungeon Show. I want to thank you for joining me in conversation, and this is a awesome show to do because we saw something special this afternoon. If you're a 49er fan, if you're a football fan, it was entertaining as hell, and we're going to talk about it. The San Francisco 49ers did what a lot of commentators and so-called experts said that they could not do, which is go into Philly and beat the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. They did so 23-19 in a tough, gritty performance. No, it was not the most beautiful effort that we've seen from the 49ers, but it didn't need to be. What it needed to be was tough, unyielding, and focused on the common goal, which is to win the game. And they made enough plays to do that, both offensively and defensively. They got the job done. And in Philly, I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. They were not right all year. And it wasn't because of injuries. It wasn't because the talent had dropped off. I think it was because they forgot why they won. When you win football games, even beyond basketball, you can win a lot of basketball games with players who are not totally connected together. I think to win championships, you need to be connected, but you can win a lot of games. Philly was never really connected this year, but they won a lot of games. They did. And I think that lack of chemistry came back to hurt them today against the San Francisco 49ers because they were together. And the 49ers have been together the entire season. Every time that they had to deal with adversity, next man up was their philosophy. And it wasn't just a phrase. It was actually people stepping up and showing that they were prepared and ready to get the job done. And that's what I love about sports. Because I play sports, but I was never the most talented player. Never. But I won a lot. Because if a coach put me in and I had to be prepared mentally, or if I had to make a tough play, I was willing to do that. It's kind of why sometimes when I'm talking football with people and I'm listening to them and players just get killed. Oh, who is this guy? We're going to get killed. Our best player's out. Have some respect for these guys. All of these players are good. Is there a linebacker as good as Fred Warner on the 49ers? No. But all of these players are really good players. Never discount the value of coaching. I study coaches. I am a coach myself. And if I don't bring something to the table, why do you need me? You don't need me. You might as well go coachless. You might as well have like AI football. Robert Saleh, Kyle Shanahan, and all of the other coaches mattered as much as the players did. And that's why the 49ers were able to go into Philly and get the victory. We got a lot of time to talk about specific plays that you might have resonated with. Obviously, to me, the biggest play of the game was the wide receiver pass. And it happened because a guy like Juwan Jennings has unyielding confidence. And he threw the ball to Christian McCaffrey, who is, you could argue that Christian McCaffrey is the best football player in the NFL. You can make that argument. It may or may not be true. But I'm talking just football. This guy's a great football player. Philly was totally unprepared for that play. And I think collectively within that stadium, with all of the millions watching on television, we said, if Philly loses, that is the play. Even though they came back and took the lead, and did what they made a couple of plays. That play took the win out of them because, again, that was a combination of players doing what they needed to do, but it was the brain. It was the mental preparation that Kyle Shanahan had been holding literally for years. Years. And to pull that play out at that particular time was awesome. All right, so we're going to talk about the 49ers. They take on the Seattle Seahawks on Saturday in a game, in my opinion, that they should win. You know, they won't be favored, but I think that they're going to beat Seattle on Saturday. I believe that. And I'll tell you why. Now, do I have a crystal ball? No, I don't. But I love how they're playing. I love the connectedness that they have on defense. And offensively, I don't worry about them offensively. That performance that they had last week against Seattle will not be duplicated. Brock Purdy, I'm sure, is still kicking himself. Christian McCaffrey is still mad as hell, even after winning the game today, dropping that pass that caused the interception when the 49ers were about to score. You think Christian's not going to get some get back against Seattle? I think he is. So, as you can tell, I got a lot on my mind. We're going to touch on the Warriors as well. They've been playing good basketball leading up to the trade window opening up and ultimately Jonathan Kuminga being traded. But they've been playing good basketball. Tonight, they ran into a buzzsaw. That was the Atlanta Hawks. And it was not a mirage. This is real. And it was the reason why trading Kuminga and not getting a player similar to him is pretty dubious to me. It's pretty dubious. And we'll see how things work out. You got some comments about that, feel free to chime in the chat. We also have a movie review that I'm interested in talking about. Pretty cool. Or any other topic that you might want to bring to the program, I am more than willing to listen to and respond and comment on. That's one of the parts of the show that I actually like. And we have a couple of supporters of the program that every week ask me questions. And I love that. I love for you to ask me questions about things that I don't talk about, but I probably have an opinion on. So let's get the show started, as we normally do, and go out and talk to the great Vicky. All right, Vicky says, great win by the 49ers. Praying for Kittle. Sometimes football sucks. Are the Warriors ready? Are the Warriors really getting Michael Porter Jr.? That would be fantastic for the Warriors. And she's helping me out as well. She says, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Frank's channel. I really appreciate it. The numbers are going up some, but we really need to do everything we can do to get these numbers up. All right. So if you like the show, hit the like button. Definitely helps the algorithm. If you are not a subscriber, subscribe to the show. All right. I didn't mention George Kittle. And I thought it was a sprained ankle. I didn't know it was a ruptured Achilles, which is an injury that is becoming more and more common in football. It's generally speaking, a basketball injury, but George Kittle, his season's done. I mean, when will he come back? I mean, it usually takes 9 months. I think maybe Adrian Peterson came back maybe in 6 months. I think about 9 months. So I can't do the math right now, but Kittle's going to be out for a while. One of the things I didn't like about the broadcast today, and I'm not one of these Brady sucks guys. No, I mean, it sounds like hateration to me. All right. Now, Brady kind of has like a high whining type of voice. He doesn't have the best voice. He can't help that, but he knows football. I'm very comfortable with Tom Brady as a broadcaster, and his partner is rock solid also. But here's where I think it's tough sometimes being a broadcaster. When George Kittle got hurt, if you listen to those two guys, Brady and the other gentleman, you would have thought that the 49ers should just get off the field and go get on the plane and fly back to the West Coast. Because they seemingly did not know who Jake Tonges was. I mean, Tonges has been making plays the whole year, and he made some plays tonight. So George Kittle, a future Hall of Famer, will be missed. But the 49ers are really not overly concerned that they can't win with Jake Tonges playing tight end. Because we know they can. They didn't know that. I felt they should have known that. Wasn't the worst faux pas in the world, but I was a little taken aback by that. Mr. GOAT. Absolutely embarrassing loss by the Warriors. Losing in a blowout to the Hawks at home. This Warriors team is falling apart. Still working on your comedy routine, huh? I'm not mad at you. I guess the Warriors suck because we got blown out by the Hawks at home. Give the Hawks some credit, dude. I don't know if the Warriors are going to make the playoffs this year. Woe is me. The season's not even halfway over. We're terrible. Relax. The Warriors are not just a good team this year. Do you recycle your takes? Because it sounds like the same thing you were saying about a month ago when they actually were struggling. The Warriors have won 8 out of 12 games now. They won 8 out of 11. Vicky says, the Warriors need to add someone like Michael Porter Jr. If they stay pat, they will not win anything. Okay, so Vicky, I want to hear from you and others why you think getting Michael Porter Jr., which appears to be almost a foregone conclusion at this point. What will Michael Porter Jr. do for the Warriors? I mean, when you look at their starting five, what's going to happen? You only got 5 positions. Are you gonna play Jimmy Butler at the 2? Jimmy Butler has played 2 guard in the past. Theoretically, you could start Stephen, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, Porter Jr., and Quentin Post. Is that the lineup you want? I think that's probably what's going to happen because Jimmy Butler came into the NBA playing 2 guard as a member of the Chicago Bulls. That's a pretty formidable lineup offensively. I can't front on that. Better shooting, more athleticism. Michael Porter Jr. is not a good defensive player. He's not. Everybody knows that, including Kerr and everybody. He's a hell of an offensive player. He's a guy who's going to take a lot of heat off of Stephen and Jimmy Butler for that matter. And a lot of those missed shots that Draymond feels that he has to take, those shots are going to be taken now by Porter Jr. And Draymond can probably focus more on passing, making layups, and playing defense. So he definitely helps the team offensively. I'm interested in seeing how Porter Jr. is going to work defensively because he's not a good defender. At least he hasn't been he has not been so in the past. He's certainly not this year. So, but he is definitely an upgrade in talent, and I'm excited for the Warriors. And if they do acquire him, maybe with a first-round pick down the road, they'll probably throw something in. They'll probably have to throw another play in, maybe Buddy Hield. They don't want to give up Moody, but they will if they need to make the money right. It's going to be Buddy Hield or Moses Moody. So that's what it is. Mr. Ghost says, I guess the Warriors are okay with being mid-basketball team and being in the player tournament at the end of May. That's not what they're thinking. The Warriors have their sights set on the number 6 seed. They're in good position to do that. Had they won tonight was a bad loss. It was a bad loss. I'm not going to say it wasn't. They lose by 13? It felt like 30 because Atlanta was on one. They didn't come out with the level of intensity that they needed to. Jimmy Butler and Stephen played well. But when the Warriors bench players don't play well, some of those guys don't look like NBA players. They really don't. Tonight, collectively, they were pretty bad. And Atlanta's bench players, reserves, just totally outclassed them. And they had no chance to win. So this recent history of all of the Warrior players playing well needs to continue because tonight was a bad loss. It wasn't season changing. They get a chance to play Portland. On Tuesday. If they win that game, I guess that'll be their 22nd win of the year. So, at the halfway point, that would equate to 44 wins. I think they feel if they can get Michael Porter Jr., they can go out there and get them 5 to 6 more wins. And if they do that, they're going to win 50 games. 50 games, I believe, will get you the 6th seed. SGA, how you doing, man? What's up? How are you doing? Vicky says, what's going on with Houston? KD is really starting to complain. They lost to the Kings tonight. Yeah, that is a terrible loss. I'm going to say this. KD has had a history of not liking it when people get on him. He isn't like, he doesn't have the type of personality that really embraces hard coaching. I don't think he does. Now, I'm not at practice, but listening to his comments and just watching him, Ime Udoka is a hard coach. You either love Ime Udoka or you don't, but he's a hard coach. If you're screwing up, he's going to tell you. The reality is, when I watch Kevin Durant leans more towards offense at this stage of his career, which makes sense. He's 37 years old, right? The best defensive player that Kevin Durant has ever been in his career is when he was on the Warriors. When he was on the Warriors, I think he was a legitimate two-way player. He hasn't been a two-way player since he left the Warriors. He has not. And a guy, I don't care how old he is, a guy that has Kevin Durant on their team with all of these young players that the media was marveling about should not be losing to the Sacramento Kings. But give the Kings credit. They clearly showed up and got a good victory. Good for them. Bad loss for the Houston Rockets. Personally, the Houston Rockets are not a team that I believe the Warriors are worried about. They beat them last year. As much as I like Reed Shepherd, I don't think he's interested in being a, quote, point guard. I think he's interested in putting up big numbers, making fancy passes, shooting the lights out on any given night, but being that dog that most of your top point guards have. I mean, if you're a point guard, that means you got to check Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You think he can do that? No, can't. So I don't think Houston is ready to trade Reed Shepherd, but they can't be happy with their point guard play. No way are they happy with their point guard play. And as bad as they've been over a period of time, the volume of the heat has been turned up on Ime Udoka a little bit because they're very talented. They went out, they spent a boatload, a gang of money, and the expectations are that this team should be challenging for the Western Conference Finals this year. Based on how based on what they look like? I don't think so. Their basketball IQ has not gotten any higher from last year. You might go, well, Red, they lost Fred VanVleet. That's true, but they got Kevin Durant. The guys are a little older. They should be playing smarter basketball. Great question, Vicky. How did Indiana become a football school? They're a basketball school. Don't tell that to Signetti. Signetti, is a guy who literally got it out the mud. At every level, he's won at every level. Every level. And quietly, Vicky and everybody else, all of these coaches that complain about the portal, NIL, quietly, they love it. They love it. They love it. They just don't want you to know about it. But when you have a portal now, it's reload time every year. All of the blue blood programs that could over-recruit everybody out of high school with high school players in the JUCO ranks, they can't do that anymore. They can't. There's enough money to go around, and coaching, good coaching is spread around. You could be a Division III football coach and be a brilliant coach. It does not matter. The game doesn't change at all. So Signetti's the real deal. He's going to continue to get good players. I go back to last year. On a Saturday night, I went to see Cal play against Miami. And Fernando Mendoza, he had like 5 or 6 touchdowns, passes against Miami. This guy is a hell of a player. I saw something on the internet yesterday of someone who talks like he knows football, said that he had a 5th round grade on Mendoza. That's crazy. That's crazy. He's going to be the number 1 overall pick, probably drafted by the Raiders. It doesn't ensure that he's going to have success, but from a talent perspective, I think Fernando Mendoza is a hell of a talent. I do. Reads defenses, gets the ball out of his hands fast. He's sneaky athletic. We got to wait 2 or 3 years, Vicky, to decide whether or not Indiana's a football program. As long as Signetti's there, I don't think there's any reason why they can't be good. Mr. Goat says, it feels like the same thing as last year for the Warriors. The mid-NBA tired of this. Well, what do you want them to do? I mean, they do have a salary cap. If you want to blame the Warriors about anything, blame them for not developing their own players. Talk about an eyesore. You ever go to think about going to like a neighborhood and it has a bunch of houses. And all of a sudden you see this one house that is a complete wreck and it just does not belong in the neighborhood. Aesthetically, it doesn't. That's how I feel about Kuminga. The idea that Jonathan Kuminga can't get in the game on this team, he's so bad that he can't play in this system. How can that not be personal? I mean, it's outrageous. It's outrageous. They better get Michael Porter Jr. The Warriors now have 19 losses. That is really bad. You gotta stop it, man. No, that's not really bad. It's not. the Warriors win on Tuesday, they'll have what? How many wins? 22? So that'll be 40. I guess, yeah. Well, no. 22 and 19 is that 41 or 42? Hold on. Let me do the math. Okay, yeah. Like I said, if they beat Portland on Tuesday, that'll be the 22nd win. You double that, that's 44. That's play-in material, not good enough. I think in the second half, if they get Michael Porter Jr., they would expect to win at least 6 more games than they won in the first half, which would give them 50 wins. So relax. Vicky says, who is Steph, Draymond, and Clay? They developed these players. Well, let me say this. I'm talking about when they got there. When Steve Kerr got to the Warriors, Stephen was already there. Draymond was already there. And Clay was already there. They had already gone to the playoff 2 years. Think about that. Mark Jackson took the Warriors team that had not gone to the playoffs in 13 years. 13. And in 3 years, he went to the playoffs 2 times. So where Steve Kerr deserves credit is he took the talent and said, you know what? I can take it to a whole nother level. And he did that. But he didn't build it from the ground up. Mark Jackson essentially took what amounts to the Charlotte Hornets. That's what he did. He basically took the Charlotte Hornets and got them to the playoffs in 2 of the 3 years that he was the coach. Had some talent, but it was young talent, undeveloped, but he had a sniper like a Con Canipo, somebody like that. He had a guy. You know, he had a Brandon. And he formulated those guys into a unit that all of a sudden started playing defense, built confidence, and they were in the playoffs. They even won a playoff series. My man Keys, what's up, brother? What's up, Frank? What a great Niner game. No matter who puts on the uniform, the culture stays the same. Like Mike Singletary once famously said, I want winners. This year's team is full of them. I love how you word things. That was awesome. And I totally agree with you, which is why it's hard for me to sit and listen to people tell me how bad the 49ers defense is and how they're not going to win. The 49ers have not given up a lot of points this year. They have not. They have not given up a lot of points. If you don't give up a lot of points, regardless of how many yards you give up, you're in the game. You're in the game. Eddie Kendricks, they basically signed off the scrap heap about a month ago, and he's been on the practice squad. He's been eligible a couple of games. Robert Saleh knew, and Shanahan knew, yo, this guy can get the job done. He was a hell of an NFL player. He's smart. Went to UCLA. He just slid right into the middle linebacker position, calling plays. What do you have, 7, 8 tackles a night? What really impressed me about the 49ers tonight was their DBs collectively. This was their best game of the year. All of those guys look like stars tonight. It's pretty amazing to me. Green, Florida State DB, Stout, Mustafa, Jair Brown. I mean, those guys were flying around. They were the stars tonight. And it was amazing. Now, they were coached up, but they put everything on the line. No really big plays occurred in that game. Now, A.J. Brown, I like A.J. Brown, but it's time for A.J. Brown to go. He's already a Super Bowl winner, but dude, it's time for you to go. Because I don't think that he really appreciates what he has in Philly. He's the man there, and that's not good enough. Those were drops tonight. Those were drops. Good for the 49ers. But if you are a Philly fan, or if you just like football to see him just drop the ball, he had at least 3 drops, maybe more than that. Sirianni wanted to run him down. So, yeah, there's many opportunities for A.J. Brown, but I think he's going to be traded. If you're the 49ers, would you want him? Would you trade A.J. Brown for Brandon Ayuk? Would you do that? I said, Warriors as a team have no strengths. Not true. They are a really good passing team. They are. They're a very good passing team. And I think they're a smart team also, which is why every time that you hear a commentator tell you where the Warriors rank defensively, you go, wait a minute. That can't be true. But it actually is true. There's 30 teams in the NBA. The Warriors play really well against the teams that are not all that good. They beat those teams. At least they have this year. Don't tell the Portland Trailblazers that, who are not a bad team, but they've beaten the Warriors 3 times this year, which is ridiculous. 3 times. Imagine what the Warriors' record would be had they not have beaten the San Antonio Spurs twice. Even if you beat the Spurs twice, you can't lose to the Portland Trailblazers 3 times in a season. Maybe 4 on Tuesday. I think they're going to come out, with their tails on fire on Tuesday, ready to play. But that's a bad look, even though Portland has improved. Steph and Jimmy are strengths. I agree with you. I agree. But they need another guy. My whole thing with Michael Porter Jr. is he's not a rebounder. So I don't want him taking shots away from Steph. I'm not concerned about Jimmy. Jimmy knows how to get the ball and get rebounds. He's going to put his numbers up. It's really not going to affect him. But I don't want Michael Porter Jr., coming out to the West Coast where there is expectations to win, thinking that, this is just my opportunity to get my shine on. Because that's not what they really want him for. They want him to be a complimentary player. I don't know if he sees himself as that. And Brooklyn, who cares? Nobody's winning. Now, the Warriors might throw a monkey wrench in this, and you would think it would be a straight-up trade, Kuminga and somebody else for Porter Jr. I would love Jonathan Kuminga in Brooklyn. I would love for him to go to Brooklyn. Why? Because Jordy Fernandez is a hell of a coach. And he's not going to give Jonathan anything. He's going to have to work his tail off to get minutes. But I think if he is receptive to coaching in Brooklyn, he has an opportunity to become a star. I believe that. Maybe no one else does, but I believe he does. Glendocious, how you doing? I would take A.J. Brown in a heartbeat. Shanahan will scheme him open all day. I agree with you. And I also think that, generally speaking, when you come into a new environment, Even if your attitude is a little salty, you adapt to the culture at the beginning. The first year, oh, it's all lovely. We love you. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I just want to help the team win. Yeah, all that good stuff. And then we'll see who you really are. But Shanahan would be drooling at the mouth to scheme A.J. Brown. In that offense. That brings up an interesting name, right? Ricky Pearsall. There are people out there who think Ricky Pearsall should be traded. I never talk about injuries. If a player is tough, he's just no. I don't do that because I'm not in Ricky Pearsall's body. What I will say, it's a mystery that he's not on the field. I mean, this is the game of your lifetime. He's not on the field. I don't understand it. I don't. Hopefully, he can recover from his injury, but I expected everybody to be out there. Glad the 49ers won, but when you are a football player and you got ripped ligaments in your arm, your toes, and you're hurt, there really is an unwritten rule. If you can go, you go. So the only thing that we can surmise from Pearsall not being on the field is that, I mean, he's either so hurt he can't deal with the pain or he's really injured. I don't know. I'm not going to kill the guy, but I don't know. TG, what's up? What's up, Big Frank? What's up, TG? Thank you for checking in. Fawcett, Cal got back to his bread and butter, yards after the catch. Yak. Dude has been brilliant. If there was an MVP of coaches this year, I guess that is essentially the coach of the year. If they had a play caller of the year, I guess you would say Ben Johnson's right there. He's great. I think Kyle Shanahan deserves it. Think about that play. When you saw that play coming together, didn't you say to yourself, holy crap? Or holy yeah, if you're a 49er fan. But I'm going to tell you something. The reason why the play worked, it's a great play call. But Jawan Jennings did not give it away, right? He didn't give it away. He looked like he was going to run. It looked like a basic reverse. And Jawan Jennings had tucked it like he looked like a running back. And at the opportune time, he raised his arm, reared back, and threw a dime to Christian McCaffrey. That was indefensible at that point. That was the game to me. Key says Purdy bounces back from throwing a couple of picks to throwing the game-winning TD. And our defense never broke and closed out the game. After this game, the myth of Brock needing the Avengers is false. I mean, when I was preparing for the show tonight, I said to myself, you know what? Whatever demons that Brock Purdy still needed to exercise, those demons are done. He's done that. You know, give him credit. He's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He's in the 1/3 of quarterbacks in the NFL. It doesn't matter if he doesn't have the strongest arm. He's not 6'4". You know, he's not Lamar Jackson. Brock Purdy has showed when he has to make a play, he makes a play. He can make a play with his legs. He can make a play with his arm. Another facet of his game that I've been more impressed with this year even though he'll throw a pick every now and then, is that he's not fumbling the ball. Remember, we were talking about this for years, and we had some concerns about him fumbling the ball. Now, he'll still throw the ball to the other team. All quarterbacks do that. But the dude is tough. He's tough. And he knows that I got to have ball security to make this thing work. I saw a clip of Jawan Jennings after the game when someone asked him if he wanted to play Seattle. He was like, I can't wait. I don't think Seattle wants to play the 49ers, even though they're playing them at home. I don't think they do. Think about this. Think about this. For Seattle to beat the 49ers, that means that Sam Darnold has to play really well in consecutive games against the 49ers. If he plays well, I'll tip my hat to him. But I think that's a deciding factor. Vicky says, Montana to Clark 44 years ago started the magic. Now it's time for this team to get their own magic. Couldn't say it better, Vicky. That was awesome. 44 years ago? Man. Talk about memories. Talk about moments. TG says, Frank, Wipe and I saw Greenland 2. It was awful. I read a report. I didn't see Greenland 1, but I read a report on 2, and it wasn't that great. So that was not on my list to see. I'm sorry you had that unfortunate situation. I actually saw a movie tonight. Not tonight, but I saw one this weekend. And I'll talk about it a little later. It's called Rosemead, directed by Eric Lynn, and it stars the great Lucy Liu, and she's one of the producers. And it was kind of a passion project for her. I enjoyed it for a lot of different reasons that I'll get into a little later. And thank you for the heads up on Greenland 2. That's not something that I was anticipating seeing anyway. There's a lot of good movies coming out in the next month or so. The type of movies that I like, actually, like action-oriented movies. I can't wait. I love going to the movies. I really do. Bassett says, hats off to the linebackers. Played extremely well. They did play well, Bassett, and it's a combination of players being ready to play and they're coached up. One of the things I love about Robert Saleh's defense is that he does not leave any man on an island. He doesn't. His philosophy is to teach area responsibility. Diagnose the play. You shouldn't be sleeping when we're watching film. Diagnose the formations so you have a higher percentage of knowledge of what play they might be running out of that formation, and then tackle well. I've always said, I kept telling people, I said, listen, this defense might not be the most talented defense we've ever seen, but they tackle well, with the exception of a couple of games in which they did not tackle well. But for the most part, this is game, 18? This team has tackled pretty darn well. From the linebacker perspective and the back end safeties and DBs, these guys tackle. Today they actually covered receivers. So you got to give them a lot of credit. I am very, very impressed. I've been thinking about the Sacramento Kings fans, because I love the Kings fans. I mean, the Kings fans basically made me. If it wasn't for them, I never would have had a career. So I understand their pain. And every now and then, I'll listen to a take or listen to a radio station up there. And here's the thing about the Kings. The Kings don't know publicly what they want to do. If you listen to a Kings fan, or if you listen to a personality that actually covers the Kings, you would think that like they're upset because they're not winning. And I'm thinking to myself, don't you understand? The jig is in. They're not trying to win. They're gonna win what? This team's not going to the playoffs. Quietly, and I wish this was not the case, I think Doug Christie is kind of a play setter. I don't think they have any confidence that when they, quote, become good enough to win, he's going to be the coach. I do not like to listen to Doug Christie in press conferences. He's such a nice guy. I mean, he's like too good a guy to be in that position. But I want the fans to understand, and I would even love management to say, you know what? Our expectations for this team is for them to go out and compete and play hard and be in a position to win like they did apparently tonight against Houston. Not what's going on with the team. We only won 9 games. Well, listen, this is not a good team. And when you talk and you act like this is a good team that can win games in spite of the injuries, it dumbs down the market. Because fans don't know. Fans do not know. So if you have the quote experts in the market talking as if this is a team that should be playing better and winning games, I'm like, wait a minute, no. If they're not in the lottery, this is a failed season. If they're not in the lottery. And you know, this politics and everything, I don't want anybody to lose their jobs. But that's probably why I was never on every day. I was on once a week because you knew on Sunday nights when I did my show, I was going to tell you exactly what was on my mind. All that the Kings need to do is play hard. I even heard somebody say that they thought the Dennis Schroeder signing was a failure. I'm like, no, it's not. Why is it a failure? Why is it a failure? Who else are they going to get? The draft picks that they have chosen over the past couple of years, the jury's out on whether or not these guys can play. Dennis Schroeder can play basketball. He looked like a train wreck as a Warrior, and he went to a more conventional team with Detroit, and he looked damn good. Russell Westbrook is in Sacramento because he still has some star quality. People like watching Russell Westbrook play because you don't really know what you're going to see. From game to game, you don't know. He might have the most terrific game that anybody had on that particular night in the NBA, or he could go 2 for 13. But he's more of a show at this point as opposed to somebody who's going to help me get victories. I would tell Kings fans, be patient. Trust management. I think you got somebody who knows what he's doing. Trust management, accumulate talent, and it's going to take time. That's all it is. It's going to take time. At least 3 years. This is year 1. This is year 1. It's going to take 3 years. You still have Murray. Murray's hurt. He's going to be there. You'll have a lottery pick this year. Hell, you might even get the number 1 pick. Great call. Key says, I think Siegel looked better than Jair Brown, Frank. Maybe that was part of the reason our secondary played well today. Siegel played extremely well. He tackled very well. But let me tell you right now, Keys, Jair Brown, I don't know his contract situation. He's gonna get some money, dude. He's gonna get some money. Jair Brown has been a net positive this year, in spite of him not being able to cover very well. He can't cover very well, even though his best game this year he had 2 picks. But that's really not what he does. He's a hitter and he's a tackler. And there are going to be some teams out there that's going to change Jair Brown's life financially this year. He's going to get some deals, probably more than the 49ers want to pay him. So I don't think he'll be back next year because I think he's going to get a nice deal from somebody. Glendosha says, I take my daughter to Kings games to teach her what disappointment looks and feels like. Oh, my God. Well, I can say this, Glendosha. Quietly, Golden One, and you know this, is one of the best arenas in the NBA. I love that arena. That is an awesome arena. How many games do you go to per year? You go to a lot of games, or are you pretty strategic? Great arena. I got a lot of friends up there. Vicky says, Kings fans are fans. They love their team. Here is a thought. Steve Kerr to the Kings. No way in hell. Are you kidding me? Kerr, and I'm joking, Vicky, you know that. Kerr is very privileged. This is a guy who went to Arizona, played for Lute Olson, won a ton of games, played for the Bulls and the Spurs. Steve Kerr wants no part of the Sacramento Kings. I have no intel, is my opinion. They got a nasty lineup in Sacramento. That's a nasty lineup if you want to win a lot of games. Now, I'm sure they got great guys on the team, and I love to see young players get opportunities and all that good stuff, but that's a tough lineup to put out there every night. It really is. It's going to take some time. Thoughts on Trae Young, the player in trade? I like it for both teams. I think Trae Young it's a wake-up call for him. And he needed a wake-up call. He's only 27 years old. Being small is not an excuse for not being a good defender. There's a lot of small players who are really good defenders. Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas. Chris Paul, Muggsy Bogues. You can play defense if you want to. I don't believe Trae Young has ever wanted to play defense. He's going to go to Washington now with some young talent, some guys who can actually play, who are actually two-way players. He can do a lot to rebuild the perception of his game and to help these young players ascend. Because what was Trey Johnson, that's his name, the kid from Texas? That's why they really traded C.J. McCollum. They want to get Johnson on the court. Now, what they're saying is Trae Young might not even play this year. If that is the case, to me, he's more of a chip that they might trade again in the offseason. But I like the trade because he was in the way in Atlanta. They wasn't going to extend him a contract. Maybe Washington will. And C.J. McCollum and Kispert are two really good basketball players that Quinn Snyder can use, like he used them tonight. So I think it works out for both teams. Gwendosha says, it's sad because even if the Kings do get the number one pick, I have no faith they would get it right. You might be right. I don't know. I think the clear number one pick, to me, is AJ DeBonta from BYU. That guy's special. I hope he never gets hurt, because if he is in an environment that he can excel, that's a star right there. Guys like that don't come around very often. He seemingly has a very solid family situation, so wherever he goes, I would assume that his family's going to go, because he's a kid. He's what, 18, 19 years old? You can get it wrong probably past number 4. You can start to make some mistakes in the draft. Darren Peterson is a tremendous talent. He is. But if Sacramento was in a position to draft Darren Peterson, I would get Mitch Richmond vibes. Would he put up big numbers? Absolutely. But for him not to play with a really good backcourt mate, I think it's a waste. Generally speaking, you don't take 2 guards with the number 1 pick. I mean, you generally don't do that. If he's available in the top 5, I have no problem taking him. But the number 1 pick, DeBonta, to me, is the guy. I don't think there's a number 2. I don't. I think they should go number 1 and then skip to like 4 or 5. The kid Wilson at Carolina is really good. I have some reservations about the kid at Arizona. What, Coat? I don't have any reservations about Cameron Boozer. I pretty much know what he's going to be. He's going to be a good player. I don't think he will ever be a superstar, but he's going to be a good player. I would love for him to be a member of the San Antonio Spurs, although I don't think they'll be in a position to draft him. Good player. The one time they didn't draft the best white player in the draft, they missed on Luka. What are what are the odds? Yeah. Although I wonder how good Luka would have been in sack. I mean, clearly would have been good, but how good would he have been in sack in a dysfunctional environment? Would have been nice to find out, right? Does Miami have a chance versus Indiana? I can't believe how dominant the Hoosiers have been the last 2 years. That coach is Saban 2.0. Yes, Cignetti is. He does remind folks of Saban. He reminds me of Saban. From a defensive perspective, I think Miami is comparable to Indiana. I don't trust Miami's quarterback. I don't question. As talented as he is, and he's playing so well now that he actually might be a first-round pick. He might be a first-round pick. He has first-round talent, but from the neck up, I don't know. I mean, everybody listen to the program who follows college basketball. You got to remember when he threw his teammate under the bus after a tough loss. I don't like that. I don't. You do that at the NFL level, you got a problem. You got a serious problem. So maybe he will prove me wrong. Maybe he's grown up, but I like his talent. I think he's a talented guy. But when it gets really tough against an Indiana team that will knock the snot out of you, how's he going to respond to that? I don't have a lot of confidence right now. Let me think on that though. Vicky says if Kerr went to SAC and won a championship, he would be the greatest coach in NBA history. I don't see how you'd be wrong. You know, knowing Steve Kerr, I mean from afar, I don't know him. Steve Kerr is more likely to coach the San Antonio Spurs than the Sacramento Kings. I don't think he wants to live in Oklahoma City, so I don't think that's going to happen. But San Antonio, I can see that. I can definitely see that. He's still a young guy. You know, what do you do after you coach Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson and won 4 championships as a coach and numerous others as a player? You still want to chase it. If San Antonio came calling and he was gone from the Warriors, I can see that, because you know, and I know, he's going to be the highest paid coach in the NBA. Steve Kerr might be the first $20 million coach. I don't think it's going to happen with the Warriors, although they say he makes like between 15 and 17. He's not far. But if someone else wanted to hire Steve Kerr as a coach, I think $20 million a year. I think he would really set the market. I love the questions you ask, Keys. I really do. You ask great questions. Are you surprised Harbaugh is out in Baltimore, and do you like the Giants as a landing spot? I'm surprised that he's out in Baltimore, but I'm not shocked. So shock is a different level. It's math. It's a math problem. But Shadi, the owner of the Baltimore Ravens, looked at the equation and he said, okay, moving forward, are we better off with Lamar, or are we better off with Harbaugh? And he chose Lamar. I get it. And I think he probably made the right choice. If you are with an organization for 17 years, there are no losers. Everybody wins. John Harbaugh was a special teams coach from Philly. Not many special teams coaches get to be NFL head coaches. So he won 1,000 times. And he won a Super Bowl before Lamar ever got there. So I think, you know, they're all bros. They'll be connected for the rest of their lives. And at some point, you know, he'll kiss, you know, they'll all hug it out and make up. And Harbaugh will be doing the local color commentary on Ravens games 12 years from now. I think the Giants are probably the best landing spot for him, because in spite of not doing well on the football field, they're actually a pretty classy organization. And they will pay him a lot of money. And he's in New York. It's a big market. So yeah, I think the Giants are probably the team that he's going to sign with. I can't see him signing with Cleveland. I think Mike McDaniel is actually more likely to sign in Cleveland. But I think John Harbaugh is probably going to sign with the Giants. They have a tremendous defense in terms of talent. They got a good young quarterback. That's a good move. It's good to be John Harbaugh. I'll say that. Good to be him. So, Key, that's a good bet. I think New York is a good landing spot for John Harbaugh. I want to ask you all honestly now. We're in the playoffs, right? The playoff season, not me being on the team. I remember in August being on shows, being on this show, and saying, without question, Juwan Jennings deserves the money that he's asking for. Even if you were a person who did not like Juwan Jennings, or you had reservations about paying him what he was asking the 49ers to pay him, do you think that he proved a lot of people wrong? Because I think he did. That doesn't mean that I think he's going to be on the 49ers next year either. But I think Juwan Jennings proved a lot of people wrong with regards to his worth. What does he have? 9, 10 touchdowns? One of the more clutch players in the NFL. In spite of running a 4.65, 4.7, he ain't the fastest guy. It doesn't matter. But I think he proved a lot of people wrong. And sometimes when I'm listening to people talk about sports and they are putting these valuations on players based simply on numbers and not really acknowledging the nuance and the other variables that really make up why someone is good or not. Now, you can't look at Brock Purdy's stats and go, oh, hey, yeah, I got to have Brock Purdy. No, we got to watch him play. You got to watch Brock Purdy play to draw a conclusion about how good he is. What did you think about the Bills' last tush push, TD? I thought the official should be embarrassed by himself. I thought he was in. I thought that was a embarrassment. I mean, they brought it back, but as an official, even if you are taught to make a call first, so we can change it later after we review it, that was just asinine. I mean, the tush push, they should call it the wheelbarrow. You ever been on like a farm or at your grandma's house in the South somewhere or out in Modesto somewhere, and you're digging up dirt and you got a wheelbarrow and you're rolling it to the other? That's what that looked like. The wheelbarrow. They basically picked him up and took him to the end zone. And the official, touchdown! No, it's not a touchdown. I was embarrassed for the official. That's what I thought. He says, Jalen Hurts started his press conference congratulating the Niner players and complimenting our great coaches. I think he's envious of our coaching. Philly radio is having a field day with the Eagles. It's Philly. I'm a big Jalen Hurts guy. I mean, I am. I think he's class personified. I think when you watch him play, it's never going to look like Tom Brady or Joe Montana. He just doesn't have that level of fluidity playing the quarterback position. But he's tough. He can play for my team any day of the week. I line up with Jalen Hurts any day of the week. And he's class personified. The thing I like about Jalen Hurts is that when you hear him talk, when you watch him, you draw one conclusion. That guy was raised right. He comes from a good family. If a response that someone has about you after they watch you is he or she or they come from a good family, that's how I praise. So I'm riding with Jalen Hurts. And I think he's had to endure a lot of crap that he should not have to deal with. You think Brady would deal with receivers questioning him and looking at him like that? No way in hell. No way. And when it came down to make pivotal plays for Philly, the receivers didn't come through. And that's on Jalen Hurts did his job. He played well enough to win. I'm going to say Brock played a little better because he made the most important touchdown. But Jalen Hurts played as well as Brock Purdy. He did. A couple of things. This is impressive. I didn't know this, but I found it out watching the Indiana game against Oregon. Fernando Mendoza graduated from Cal's business school in 3 years. Number 2 ranked business undergrad major, he said, in the nation, out of public universities. He graduated in 3 years. I'm like, he was on Cal's campus for 3 years? What the hell were they thinking? But it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna get some money from Indiana and I'm out. No, this dude graduated from Cal. He is an alumni of Cal. That's impressive. 3 years, business degree. The other thing that I don't know why I didn't know this, and this is kind of random. Do you guys know that Tracy Chapman is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet? Can you believe that? Can you believe that Tracy Chapman is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet? Talk about a travesty. I mean, literally, if you had any respect for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I have in the past, I'm like, no, no. Until Tracy Chapman is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't hold it in high esteem. It's a joke. An absolute joke and a travesty. I'm embarrassed by that. I am absolutely embarrassed by that. And I know you are too. I was about to sing one of her songs, but no, I'm not going to do that. I am biased. Tracy Chapman once told me that she likes my voice. Okay. All right. I love her music. I love Tracy Chapman's music. But the fact that she told me that she liked my voice, this is real. Yeah, I'm down with Tracy forever. All right. The movie that I saw this weekend is called Rosemead. And it is a movie starring Lucy Liu of Kill Bill fame, Charlie's Angels. I mean, she's attractive. People think that she's, Lucy Liu. No, I think she's a nice looking woman. Has done a lot of good work. And I think this Rosemead was kind of a passion project for her. And I liked the movie because I like to learn things. Was it like the greatest movie I've ever seen before? No. Was it, did I walk out of the theater feeling that the money that I paid was a worthwhile investment? Yes, I did. And I would encourage you, if you like movies, to give it a shot. It's a small independent film. And the reason why I like the movie is because it raised some issues that we never really hear about in our society. We make assumptions about all of our cultures. White culture, black culture, Latino, Asian, and some of the stereotypes, and I don't know if it's a stereotype, maybe it's a part of the culture, but generally speaking, there is a belief by some that folks in the Asian community keep their business inside. They don't talk about it. So sometimes they go through pain and they suffer internally when what they are trying to keep in is actually quite normal. And I think this movie kind of speaks to that challenge that some people in the Asian community have. Essentially, she's a mom. She has a son who has some pretty serious mental problems. And she's concerned that something's bad's going to happen to him. So she's trying to take care of him. They've lost family members, and she feels the sole responsibility to take care of her son is hers and hers alone. And she is very apprehensive about letting other people in the community help her and help her son. This is under the backdrop of her going through some health issues herself. So she's trying to be strong for her son, but yet on a personal level, she's really dealing with some serious stuff. This leads her to a point where she feels that she has to make a life-changing decision. And she finds the strength to make this decision. Whether or not it's the right decision, I think all of us have to make that. We have to draw that conclusion ourselves. But it's complicated. It's very complicated. And she chooses to go in a certain direction. Some might agree with it. A lot of people will not agree with it. But that journey that she was traveling and the narrative that her son was living, I found interesting for a lot of different reasons. I think mainly because in my life, I deal with a lot of different people. So a lot of the stereotypes and unknowns that we have about people who are different from me, I really don't have those. Or I don't have as many because I engage with so many different types of people in my life. So that's about as much as I want to share without spoiling anything. The movie is called Rosemead, starring Lucy Liu. She's one of the producers. The director is a gentleman by the name of Eric Lin. Small little movie. Support independent films. You know, that's a must. Support independent films. That's true movie making and storytelling. I love it. I love it. All right. Key says, Cal can't judge QBs. If Mendoza was a bench warmer, which is what he was, but realistically, just like any good football player, Cal is not good at football and doesn't care to be. Pretty embarrassing that this guy was in your university, one of your prominent student athletes, and he sat on the bench for a couple of years and finally beat the guy out on the last day of camp. He goes on to have a stellar year. And then he transfers and is on the cusp of potentially winning the national championship. I like his story. Like his parents, like his family, and hopefully he'll be able to transition to the NFL and have a great career. All right, y'all. The 49ers were miraculous today in defeating the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles 23-19. Brock Purdy showed why he's worth the contract that he ultimately received. Jawan Jennings made the play of the game, in my opinion. The wide receiver touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey, who made a tough catch. That was not an easy catch. That was a tough catch. But yeah, it was a collective effort. The DBs played well. The linebackers played well. Although the defensive linemen didn't sack Jalen Hurts, they put some pressure on him. They didn't take any plays off. It's a foregone conclusion. I think most of us feel at this point that Robert Saleh is one and done. He's gone. He's gone. And he should be gone. I mean, he's done his job in an exemplary fashion this year for the 49ers. And he needs to go get paid. He needs to go and resurrect the perception of him as a head coach after that fury of hell that he experienced with the New York Jets. And I'm betting on Arizona. I think he's going to Arizona. Good weather. He knows the Western Division very well. They're going to pay him a gang of money. I think he's going to take it. I think Robert Saleh is going to be the next Arizona Cardinal coach. I believe that. All right, I'm going to get Keys in here one more time. He says, I've noticed the Nuggets are still playing strong without Jokic. This Peyton Watson kid, legit. He looks like he can lock down wings and score. Yeah, there's some irony there also, Keys, because the Denver Nuggets decided not to sign him to an extension. So he's going to be a free agent, or maybe a restricted free agent. I think he's gone. And he's kind of a Bruce Brown guy, but he's 6'9". I don't think he's ever going to be a great offensive player, but he's a hell of a basketball player. So he's going to get some money from somebody. Vicky, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate you. Thank you, Frank, for a good show. Keys, thanks, Frank. Peace and blessings. Right back to you. I want to thank everybody for checking me out tonight, checking us out. Have a great week. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the show. If you're listening for the first time, you have not done so. I'm gonna do my thing and get out of here. All right, and thank you. Who are you going with tomorrow night? I'm going with Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh they have no reason to beat the Texans, but they're going to beat them. They're going to beat them. Aaron Rodgers is going to find a way. DK is going to try to redeem himself. They're going to win that game tomorrow night. Pittsburgh is going to win. All right. Success in getting paid is a manifestation of the whole process. If you're the individual, don't do things to help other people make their lives better. As far as I'm concerned, you haven't done nothing. My name is Frank Red. This is the In the Dungeon Show. And I'll see you. Peace.